Yeah. Yeah, when you look at sort of the age profile of a lot of the players within the squad, they've got a lot of players either in the 30s or coming into the 30s who've been great for the club. But I think that is one of the reasons why the ownership, it's either up for sale or they're looking for investment, because Liverpool are going to need to go big in the summer. And you think of what sort of Chelsea and Manchester United spent in the summer, and they're still not close to winning the title. So it shows you the sort of funds that you need to compete at the top of the league. And Liverpool, year in, year out, have sort of, sold someone, bought someone. But I think this is a case of now Liverpool need to spend about 200 million. And I'm not saying that in terms of that's the secret to success, because there's been lots of teams who spent lots of money. It doesn't necessarily work, but Liverpool need to sign 3 midfield players, I would say. Not necessarily all to play, but Keita, Oxlade-Chamberlain are both out of contract. So is James Milner. The age of Thiago's injured quite a lot. Henderson, Fabinho. I think Liverpool need 3 midfield players, and I think when you're talking about real quality, you're talking, there's going to be at least 40, 50 million, those type of players, I would imagine.
Who would you be going for in midfield?
Well, listen,
what sort of...
Listen,
what's the profile, I suppose?
Yeah,
exactly.
People keep talking about Bellingham, and rightly so. He's going to be one of the best young players in world football, but if Liverpool don't get top 4, that will be a problem. But for me, which is maybe as important as a Bellingham type, if you could get him, would be a Wijnaldum type. That type of player who alongside a Fabinho can actually just protect that back 4 and, stop players running through towards that defence. Because we're talking about Virgil van Dijk, and we say he's been one of the best centre-backs in the world that we've seen for the last 5 years. And this season we're saying he's not at his best. He wasn't at his best today. But you know what it tells me? I don't think he's a completely different player. No matter how good you are as a defender, if you haven't got protection in front of you, it's very, very difficult. I go back to the best centre-back I think I've ever seen in my life was Franco Baresi. But he had an unbelievable midfield in front of him in terms of Ancelotti and Rijkaard, those people doing jobs in front of him. No matter how good you are as a centre-back, you need protection, because if you don't get protection, you've got no chance.
Let's remind people where Liverpool are right now. 6th in the table. We were talking about them as building momentum towards the top 4 before the start of this game. Remember, I said it before, 4 straight wins. Gary, do you think they're likely to finish in the top 4?
No, they still could finish in the top 4. Liverpool have still got quite a few players out, obviously. From today, so there's a lot more to come. They'll get better, I think, beyond the transfer window. Gakpo to come in. There's a long way to go yet in this season. We're not even halfway there, so I wouldn't be panicking yet. Look, Liverpool have set standards that's not good enough, but I still think there's a chance.
I wouldn't be panicking. I agree with Gary, but I think momentum's massive in football, and Man United look like they've turned a corner. Newcastle have been great. Man City are going to be there or thereabouts, as we know. And Arsenal look like they're going for the league. So I think it's going to be difficult. We're not even at the halfway point yet. So let's not get too excited. But something needs to change. It needs to change quick if Liverpool want to get into that top 4.
How important is it, if they do have ambitions to land big players, that they do get in that top 4?
Listen, we say that every year. Arsenal never got in the top 4 and ends up, they look like they've got a great chance of winning the league this season. So, yeah, it'd be a blow not to be in it, because Liverpool, whenever they're in the Champions League, have a great chance of winning it. We always talk about getting in the Champions League, but Liverpool normally do well when they're in it. So that'd be a bigger blow for me. But the problem Liverpool have got, the other teams Mike has just mentioned, are a lot more stable than Liverpool right now. Manchester United and Newcastle are definitely 2 of those
Dave, the 2 biggest things for Liverpool are keeping Jurgen Klopp and getting new owners, the right new owners.
They don't need new owners.
That's a longer conversation for another day, but we
just leave it on. They've won absolutely everything you can win by being smart.
He's selling the clubs.
No.
They're selling the club.
Hang on.
They're there.
He's selling
the club.
No, but even if they don't go, Liverpool have had owners and the club have won absolutely everything. Been clever in the transfer market, not just blowing money like your club. That's absolute nonsense.
I think it's a conversation for another day.
I'm not saying they need new owners. They don't need new owners.
I said they need the right new owners.